Have you ever wondered why some folks seem to bloom after 70, waking up every day with a smile, while others quietly shrink back, feeling life grow heavier and less joyful? It's something many of us think about as we grow older. People often say that by this age, our biggest hurdles are behind us. But honestly, the choices we make in our 70s matter even more for our happiness, freedom, and dignity. The real trouble is, the things that can drain our joy don't show up all at once. Maybe it's skipping a daily walk, not calling an old friend, or letting a small worry go unspoken. Little by little, these things can steal the color from your days. But here's the good news. It's never too late to make a change. The most important step is to notice these habits and shine a gentle light on them, so you can keep your life full and meaningful. So I invite you to stay with me until the end of this video. If you like what you hear, type 1 in the comments, or 2 if you think I should try harder. Please like, share, and follow our channel for more tips on living well after 70. Number 1. Neglecting your physical health. One of the biggest threats to independence and daily joy after 70 is letting your physical health slide. It doesn't happen overnight. It's usually a slow process, a handful of small choices that repeat themselves until they become your new normal. Maybe you stop going out for walks because your knee feels a little stiff or the weather isn't perfect. Perhaps you reach for processed snacks more often than you did before, or you ignore that tightness in your back that you hope will just go away on its own. Over time, these tiny decisions build up. Your muscles weaken, your balance falters, and suddenly activities you've done your whole life, climbing the stairs, getting out of bed, tending to your garden, start to feel daunting. It's natural for the body to slow down with age, but surrendering to that decline isn't inevitable. A huge part of what we attribute to growing old is simply disuse. The less you move, the less you're able to. Muscles and joints you don't use start to lock up, and the more you sit, the harder it is to get up. But here's the good news: perfection isn't necessary. The key is consistency, not intensity. A daily walk, a set of gentle stretches, or even standing up during commercial breaks can make a remarkable difference over time. When you choose to move your body, however modestly, you're not just maintaining your strength. You're making a statement to yourself and to the world. I still matter. I still have things to do. Number 2. Letting your social circle disappear. If neglecting your body can sap your independence, letting your social connections slip away can quietly steal your spirit. After 70, our routines change. Friends we once saw every week may move away, fall ill, or even pass on. Your days may become quieter, and it's all too easy for weeks to slip by without a meaningful conversation. What many folks don't realize is that loneliness doesn't just hurt, it's genuinely dangerous. Social isolation is linked to a higher risk of heart disease, depression, and even cognitive decline. Just like your muscles, your social muscles need regular exercise. Chatting, laughing, listening, these aren't just pleasant, they're necessary for a healthy, active mind and a rich, colorful life. If your social calendar is emptied out, don't wait for someone else to reach out first. It might feel awkward at first to make the call or join a new group, but staying connected is one of the best forms of medicine there is. Find a club, call an old friend, or simply say hello to a neighbor. It's not about filling every hour. It's about remembering that you belong, that you still have a place and a purpose in the world. Number 3. Holding on to resentment. There's something especially heavy about carrying old anger or bitterness into your later years. Maybe you've had a falling out with someone you used to love, or there's a disagreement you've never quite been able to move past. Sometimes we fool ourselves into thinking time alone will heal these wounds, but resentment often settles in deeper, shaping the way we see others, even affecting our health and happiness. It can make you wary of kindness, keep your guard up when you should be letting others in, and turn joyful moments sour before they even begin. The saddest part is, the person who suffers most from holding a grudge is usually the one who's holding it. Forgiveness isn't about pretending what happened was okay. It's about laying down a burden you no longer want to carry. When you decide to let go, even just a little, you make room for better things. New connections, genuine understanding, even healing. If something or someone from your past is still weighing you down, ask yourself if it's truly helping or just keeping you stuck. You deserve to feel free, unburdened, and open to new joys. Number 4, refusing to ask for help. Throughout American life, we're taught that independence and self-reliance are virtues, and they are. But unchecked, that pride can turn into a silent trap, especially in older age. Maybe you hesitate to mention that climbing the stairs is getting hard, or you don't want to admit you sometimes feel overwhelmed or lonely. You tell yourself, I've always managed on my own. Why start leaning on others now? But here's the truth. Refusing help doesn't keep you strong. It simply turns small challenges into bigger problems down the line, making you feel isolated and exhausted. Accepting help isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of wisdom and courage. It's a way to stay connected to the people who care for you, to let your family and friends show their love in a tangible way. When you reach out, whether it's for a ride to the grocery store, hand with the yard work, or just a listening ear, you're fostering true interdependence. That's how families and communities thrive and how dignity is preserved. Number 5, over-relying on medications. It's almost a cliche in America, the medicine cabinet packed full of bottles, the endless refills of the pharmacy. As the years go by, prescriptions pile up, blood pressure pills, cholesterol meds, tablets for sleep or for pain. But using medication as a catch-all for every discomfort can quietly create new problems. Many older adults start to take medicines almost automatically, never really questioning what each one's for, whether it's still necessary, or how they might interact. Sometimes the truth is that some symptoms aren't actually the product of aging, but a side effect of the very pills meant to help. Over-medication can cause fatigue, confusion, unsteadiness, and a shadowy sense of not being your real self. Of course, many medications are life-saving and essential. But it's important to review your full list with your doctor or pharmacist regularly, ask about possible side effects, and be open to non-drug alternatives where appropriate. Instead of automatically reaching for another pill, see if there are lifestyle tweaks, gentle exercise, dietary changes, improved sleep hygiene that might reduce your reliance on medication. Your body changes as you age, so what worked when you were 50 might not be right at 75. Stay curious and involved in your own health because you deserve to feel as sharp and steady as possible in every year of your life. Number 6, living in a home that no longer fits your needs. The memories, the warmth of familiar walls, the comfort of the well-worn armchair. Your home is more than just a building, it's your sanctuary. But as we age, the very features that once brought comfort can quietly become sources of risk or frustration. Maybe the stairs are a bit harder each day, the bathtub seems trickier, or those throw rugs you once loved now feel like accidents waiting to happen. It's tempting to put off changes or tell yourself, I'll be careful, but small obstacles can lead to big setbacks. One trip or fall can change everything. Adapting your living space doesn't mean losing your independence. In fact, it's a way to protect it. Simple updates, installing grab bars, improving lighting, moving your bedroom downstairs, removing tripping hazards can help you keep your freedom far longer. And if it turns out your beloved home just isn't workable anymore, remember that choosing a more suitable place isn't giving up. It's giving yourself a chance at more enjoyable, safer years ahead. Your home should support your life, not quietly steal it away. Number 7, failing to adapt to financial changes. Money doesn't retire when you do. After 70, financial realities often shift in subtle but important ways. Expenses might look different, medical bills can rise, fixed incomes replace paychecks, cost of living creeps up. But many people never pause to reassess how they spend, save, or share their resources. Old spending habits and outdated budgets can add unnecessary stress, cause savings to dwindle faster than expected, or even create dependency on family. It's easy to keep paying for subscriptions or insurance you no longer need, or to feel guilty about spending on yourself. Silence around money, especially with your children or trusted friends, can do more harm than good. Instead, take the time to review your finances regularly. Look for budget leaks, get advice if you're unsure, and make changes without shame. This isn't about greed or selfishness. It's about protecting the freedom and peace of mind you've worked so hard for. Financial clarity brings confidence, and confidence means you can help others when you want without endangering your own well-being. Number 8. Living with people who drain your spirit. The people you share your home with can make all the difference in your day-to-day sense of well-being. Sometimes it's family or roommates who, intentionally or not, sap your energy through criticism, control, or constant conflict. You might tell yourself it's better to keep the peace, or that as family you simply have to endure it, but the truth is prolonged stress and tension in your living environment can have serious effects on your mental and even physical health. When your home doesn't feel safe or welcoming, you may find yourself anxious, withdrawn, or less inclined to invite friends over or pursue things you enjoy. Life is too short for eggshells. You have every right to set boundaries, to express your needs, and if necessary, to seek a living arrangement where you feel respected, seen, and at ease. Peace and joy at home aren't luxuries. They're necessities for a full and healthy life. Number 9. Letting your mind go stagnant. After a certain age, it's easy to fall into comfortable routines, to let go of hobbies, skip reading, and spend less time learning new things. But the brain, like any muscle, needs exercise and novelty to stay healthy and alert. Mental stagnation isn't just about forgetfulness. It's about losing your natural curiosity, your willingness to try new experiences, your confidence to adapt in a changing world. When those qualities fade, days blur together, a sense of purpose wanes, and life can start to feel flat. But staying mentally active doesn't mean you have to take up calculus or learn a new language, although you certainly could. It could be as simple as watching a documentary, learning a new recipe, doing crossword puzzles, or asking a grandchild to teach you about an app or website they love. The important thing is to try something new, to challenge yourself in small ways, and to remember that it's never too late to be a beginner again. Every time you stretch your mind, you're keeping youthful vigor and adaptability alive, and that spark is what makes each day worth living. Number 10. Losing your sense of purpose. The world often tells us that after retirement, after raising families, our most important work is behind us. But the danger isn't just boredom. It's drifting through days without any sense of meaning or direction. Without a reason to get up and get going, even the most peaceful morning can feel empty. Purpose doesn't have to mean volunteering every day or running a big project. It can be as quiet and gentle as tending your garden, making phone calls to check in on friends, helping a neighbor, or being the steady presence in your family who always welcomes others with a smile. Each of us needs something to look forward to, something that says, I matter and my time is valuable. If you feel adrift, ask yourself what tiny act of kindness or creativity could make today richer, not this month or this year, just today. Purpose is built through small actions done with love and intention. When you live like you matter, you start to feel like you matter, and that sense of meaning is as vital for your health as any doctor's prescription. Number 11. Chasing youth instead of embracing age. There is a difference between being young at heart and refusing to acknowledge the passage of time. Some people spend so much energy, time, and money trying to look younger, act younger, or avoid reminders of aging that they miss the unique beauty and freedom that comes with growing older. Trying to constantly compare yourself to your younger self, or to others who seem to age better, can only lead to frustration and disappointment. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, every ache becomes a source of shame instead of a natural badge of experience. The truth is, aging is not a competition or a flaw to be hidden. It's a journey to be honored. When you stop racing against the past, you make room for acceptance, for gratitude, and for genuine joy. Take care of yourself because you value your body, not because you're trying to erase something. Dress and live in ways that feel true to who you are now, not to impress others or recreate a past version of yourself. The peace that comes from moving with, not against, the natural flow of life brings a kind of contentment that no anti-aging product could ever provide. When you embrace where you are with grace, you open yourself to new experiences, deeper connections, and a more authentic version of happiness. Number 12. Avoiding conversations about death. In our culture, we often treat death like a taboo subject, something to be avoided or spoken of only in hushed tones. After 70, many people still push away thoughts or discussions about mortality, hoping that silence will somehow keep it further away. But avoiding these important conversations doesn't protect anyone. It only leaves you and your loved ones unprepared for one of life's most certain realities. When we don't talk about our wishes for end-of-life care, our preferences for how we want to be remembered, or what brings us comfort and peace, we risk leaving behind confusion, conflict, and even regret for those we care about most. Addressing these matters isn't morbid. It's an act of love and responsibility. These conversations can actually be deeply meaningful, bringing families closer together and allowing for important memories and values to be shared. By clarifying your wishes about medical care, creating or updating a will, or simply expressing what matters to you, you give yourself and your loved ones the gift of peace of mind. Perhaps most surprisingly, many find that speaking openly about death actually enhances their appreciation for life, making each day feel more precious, each relationship more worthy of nurturing. Don't be afraid to begin these conversations. They don't have to happen all at once. Start small, with one thought or one question, and build from there. The clarity you gain can free you to live more fully in the present. You know, life after 70 can be one of the richest, most meaningful chapters of all. But just like any chapter, it comes with its own particular challenges, its own quiet pitfalls that can diminish the joy and freedom you've worked so hard to earn. The beautiful thing about awareness is that once we can see these potential traps clearly, we have the power to choose differently. To make small, consistent changes that protect our independence, our relationships, and our sense of purpose as we move forward. None of us can avoid aging. It's the gift of more time on this earth after all, but we can approach it with wisdom, with intention, and with a commitment to living fully, not just existing. So which of these 12 points resonated most with you today? Was there a habit or pattern you recognized in your own life? Something that's been nagging at you, perhaps? Or a change you've been considering but haven't quite taken action on yet? The wonderful thing about being human is that we're never too old to begin again, to make a different choice, to set a new course. You don't need to tackle everything at once. In fact, sometimes the smallest shifts, a 10-minute walk each morning, a phone call to reconnect with an old friend, a decision to forgive someone who hurt you years ago, can create the biggest ripples of positive change throughout your life. I hope you'll take a moment today to reflect on one area where you might want to make a small adjustment. Not from a place of criticism or regret, but from a place of self-care and hope for the days ahead. Because you deserve to feel strong, connected, and purposeful for all your remaining years. You deserve the dignity of being seen and heard, of having your needs met, of finding joy in both familiar comforts and new discoveries. The truth is, these years after 70 aren't about winding down. They're about distilling life to what truly matters, savoring the relationships that sustain you, and continuing to grow in the ways that bring you genuine fulfillment. Remember, too, that reaching out for support isn't a burden to others. It's an invitation for connection. Your willingness to be honest about what you need doesn't diminish your strength. It amplifies it. And your openness to new ideas, new technologies, new ways of living doesn't mean abandoning your values or your wisdom. It simply means you're still curious, still engaged, still very much alive in this ever-changing world. How beautiful is that? It's never too late to make a change that brings more ease, more joy, or more meaning into your daily life. It's never too late to heal an old wound, learn a new skill, adapt your home to better serve you, or speak your truth to those who need to hear it. You've lived through decades of world events, personal triumphs and losses, and countless moments both ordinary and extraordinary. That journey has given you not just years, but insight, a perspective that is uniquely yours and infinitely valuable. Don't let anyone, including that critical voice in your own mind, tell you that your time for growth and joy is behind you. Every morning is a new opportunity to write another line in your story, to choose what kind of day you want to have, what kind of impact you want to make. As we close this conversation, I want to leave you with one simple thought: you still matter. Your presence in this world, your voice, your laughter, your tears, your wisdom, all of it matters. Whether you live alone or with family, whether you're active in your community or more private in your habits, whether you have a wide circle of friends or just a few cherished connections, you are essential to the fabric of life around you. By taking care of yourself, by staying engaged, by remaining open to both giving and receiving love and support, you create ripples of positive influence that extend far beyond what you might imagine. So be gentle with yourself as you consider these 12 points. See them not as criticisms, but as invitations to live even more richly in the days ahead. Because the world still needs exactly what only you can give: your unique presence, your hard-won wisdom, your irreplaceable light.